Welcome into today's video, you guys. Today is going to be a full-scale eyeshadow declutter. I probably did one, I never even remember when the last time I do declutters is, and I jump into a new declutter video and I'm like 6 months ago, and then it was like a year ago. My concept of time when I do declutters is like, it's just non-existent. I literally lose context. The reason for today's video is because I just did a ranking of all the eyeshadow palettes that I tried for 2024. I had 70 palettes. But also, if you're not new to my channel and you guys are current subscribers, you know that I did a palette a day series in 2024 that I'm bringing on into 2025. Which way do I lean? Is it this way? Yes. You see all those right there? I don't know, you guys. It's got to be about 40 palettes that I hauled in 2024, just getting more into indie brand eyeshadows. And so like I bought a bunch just because I wanted to, and it made me happy. And that's where I went because the quality was just so good and I really wanted to build my collection at the same time as kind of feature those independent brands on my channel. So I brought in a lot of new palettes and I still haven't tried them. I'm still going to incorporate them into a palette a day or eyeshadow palette a day video. I did do a look today with an older palette. It's the Silent Night palette from Gourmand Girls in collaboration with Doodles by the Bunny. I absolutely love the quality of these ones that are in collaboration with Doodles by the Bunny. And I have the other one, the Haunted palette. Anyway, that's a side note. But the reason I want to do this eyeshadow declutter video is because I know what kind of quality I'm kind of looking for now, and I know what kind of color stories that I'm liking and just playing around a lot more. And even though I feel like I kind of recently did that eyeshadow declutter, it's time. I have a setup, an Alex 9 over here that holds all of my eyeshadows. And as you know, Alex 9 drawers don't even come out all the way. You can't store a lot in there anyway if you want to be able to like see them all. And I'm really trying to get better at like using the palettes that I have in my collection, or just all the makeup that I have in general, but also incorporate the stuff that I really like and stop kidding myself that I'm going to go back to palettes that are not as good a quality as some of the other ones that I have. And that's not to say that indie eyeshadows are the only ones that I want to keep in my collection, just that I've gotten better at understanding what kind of formulas I'm looking for and color stories and all of that stuff. So anyway, we are going to go through everything because I actually went back to my old job recently and I'm going back in 5 days a week, and I started throwing on some single shadows and I noticed some of them are dry. So I need to go through them. I need to declutter the stuff that I know I'm not going to wear, the stuff that's old. And I think probably all my eyeshadow palettes are probably still good because I've accumulated them only over like the last 3 years when I started building my collection, but we're going to get rid of the stuff that I know that I don't want. So we're going to go through everything. I'm going to show you everything. So it'll be a collection / declutter style video. I don't have a new set of drawers yet that I want to get for the setup of storing some of the new indie brand eyeshadows, just like the overflow. So I'm not going to be able to show you guys them putting it away. I'm probably going to go find like a secondhand dresser to put into this room so that I can store the eyeshadows. So unfortunately, I won't show you that, you guys, but I'm going to give you the goods. We are probably going to do some swatches, at least on the single shadows. Hopefully you guys enjoy this video. If you guys aren't currently subscribed, you know what I say. I hope you do so that you can stick around. Now let's get into the declutter. All right, you guys, I'm not going to do this in any particular order with like the eyeshadow palettes, but I thought we would start with the singles first. I put a blanket down, like a fluffy one as a backdrop, so hopefully this like looks good for our filming today, and there's like no animal hairs on it. They do jump on the furniture sometimes, although they are not allowed to. Anyway, so there's a lot of singles in here that I do really like, a bunch that I don't, and I kind of held on to for like collection purposes, which I want to stop doing, but I've been reaching more for single shadows lately. What I think I'll do is take one bit at a time. So I'm just going to kind of like set these ones to the right. Let's start off with eyeshadow sticks. I do not have a lot here. Honestly, I almost never reach for eyeshadow sticks, so I really only want to hold on to the ones that I'm like really gonna wear. So this one from Essence, the Blend in line, I didn't like this, so I don't really know why I held on to it. I think I didn't like it. I don't know. This is just not a like formula that I'm really gonna reach for. I think it just didn't blend out nicely. I think is what it was. It kind of just got a little patchy. This one is in Full of Beans. I think it just got a little patchy. I'm just not a huge fan of this, honestly. The ones that are like really popular really are good for a reason. I just won't reach for this probably, and if I do, like a shade like this anyway, it's probably going to be like an actual single like in a pot, so I'm going to pass that along. I'm going to hold on to the two Bobbi Brown ones that I have. These are lighter shades, but Bobbi Brown and Laura Mercier, honestly, they do it the best. So this one right here is in Dusty Mauve. These are just little minis that came in a set. It's light, but I still think it shows up, so I'm going to hold on to that one. And then this one is in Golden Pink, and my daughter is next door just like gaming, so hopefully you guys don't. There she goes. That's like a demon. This one I like as a lighter option. I'm going to hold on to that one. I do actually really like the shadow sticks from ColourPop. This one is in the shade Socialite, and it's a metallic. And it's one of the more affordable shadow sticks that I have enjoyed. So I'm definitely going to hold on to this one. I am going to, am I going to pass the one? Yes, I'm going to pass the one from Milani Alon. When these came out last year, was it, or was it this year? No, I can't even remember. I think it was last year. A lot of people liked these and I didn't care for it. I think I had 2 shades and I held onto the deeper one just to like smoke it out really. But yeah, not good for that. I don't think this blends as nicely as like these ones, the ColourPop and the Bobbi Brown. So I'm gonna pass that one along. And these ones from Luxaza, I got these in PR. These are like literally the first PR items that I ever got. And I did really enjoy these. These are actually more like sticks that you're supposed to build eyeshadow looks with, like on the go, because they come with brush on one end, and the brush is actually quite useful, surprisingly. I held on to a couple of shades. I really don't think I'm going to this time around. I held on to one matte, I think, because it was super pretty. Actually, I really like this matte. I haven't reached for it since my last eyeshadow declutter, and that's what I'm talking about. I just wanna really keep the ones that I do actually reach for. But yeah, I'm probably not gonna reach for this color as a single. It's in the shade 184. This came in a set of 6, like as a color story, and they are sold on Amazon, but they sent these to me. And honestly, it was so exciting to receive my first PR. I'm gonna pass the light pink one along, and I'm gonna pass this one in 184. This pink one right here is in the shade 180. Those can go. But you know what? I'm gonna keep this mauve shade because it's so cool toned and it's really quite pretty. And then I think I only have one from Laura Mercier in Amethyst. And this one I do really like as a deeper option. So this one gets to stay. These jumbo ones from NYX are actually quite good, I think. This one is in the shade Lemon Meringue. I almost had that memorized. I think this is pretty and I think these are really good. I actually quite like this shade as like a single. I would totally wear this on its own. I haven't, but I would, so I'm gonna keep it. The one from Sephora, these were okay, and I had 2, but I got rid of the other one because it was purple. It was like a lilac shade and I didn't love it. But this one I enjoy a lot more because it's quite creamy, actually. These are not bad. They're just the most creamy of all these shadow sticks. This was just a shimmer. What do they call this? The Colorful Shadow Stick and Liner, and this one was in the shade Fawn Shimmer. So there you go. So some of them came in mattes and some of them came in shimmers, but I held onto this one because it's a shimmer, so I'm going to. And this one was a black one from Luxaza when they repackaged, or it's kind of like a smoky gray. It's like a gunmetal gray. And I thought I could use this as like, I don't know, to smoke out a liner, but I just don't do that. So I'm gonna pass it along. Oh, here's the other one from Milani. And this one was in the shade Blossom. I really did hold on to these because a lot of people liked them, but I really didn't. And this one is so creamy. It's like melting, you know, and they're kind of like falling apart because they're too creamy. So I'm gonna pass the one from Milani along. So I held on to 7 shadow sticks and I am getting rid of 6. So I almost cut those in half. That's nice. I really do love swatching things, so I feel like this video is going to be on the longer side because I can't help myself. Whew, okay. I think I'm just gonna leave it like in this crazy pile right here because I'm pretty sure what I want to go. Okay, so these ones from Patrick Ta are loose glitters. They came and they went. They came and they went like a fart in the wind, you guys. They were just not long lasting. So Patrick released these and then immediately they got horrible reviews and then he pulled them from Sephora. It was like 5.5 seconds, I'm not even kidding. And I got it the day they launched and they definitely came in store because I had these delivered, like same day delivery. They're both really pretty. Here's the shades. They came in 2, so I got both. This was It's Giving Rich. These were called the Make It Major multi-dimensional eye topper. And then this one right here was It's Giving Luxury. You can't even get these anymore. And honestly, they're kind of a hard packaging. So I really thought I was going to get rid of these, but I like them. I like them for if you're gonna do like a sparkly look and then put a liner over it. I think they're actually really nice. I would like to see if I can like pull this out and test them, like get some actual use out of them before I just get rid of them because you can't get them, which I hate doing. By the way, you will not see me declutter something just because it's discontinued. You'll see me declutter it if I don't like it, which is how I think everyone should be, honestly. But I haven't even reached for these in a hot minute. So for now, I'm gonna hold on to them and give them more of a go before I decide if they stay or go, really. All right, I have one Urban Decay Moon Dust shadow, and this one is in Space Cowboy. I actually put like one new shade that they just came out with. I think it just released on Ulta's website, like very recently. Let's swatch this. And it's in such a deeper shade that I'm surprised they didn't come out with it sooner because it's such a wearable single. This is still performing. It's really good. It's so pretty. Honestly, I don't wear this enough. I think these have a pretty good shelf life on them anyway. I am gonna hold on to this one. I have 4 discontinued single shadows from Jaclyn Cosmetics, and you guys, these I hunted down from people who still had them in their collection because once I got one at probably Marshall's, I thought, oh my gosh, this is such an amazing formula. And they're called the Shimmer Top Coats. I have Icicle, which is this shade, which honestly, I wore this recently and it's not my favorite. It's kind of orangey and I don't know, I just didn't love it. This one in Glisten is my favorite. This coppery brown is so gorgeous as a single. This one right here is in Glassy. This one, maybe it was this one that I wore recently because I can see that I like dug it up a little bit. Oh gosh, maybe it's this one that's my favorite. I don't know, between this one and Glisten, this one is in Frozen. Those are so good. There's something so freaking beautiful about them. They're deep, but they smoke out really well. And they have such a beautiful shimmer on top. It's like a gold sparkle inside of a brown that makes these just so freaking pretty. Yeah, this one, not so much. This one is my favorite. I'm trying to decide between the 2 lighter shades because I don't know which one I used now because that's the one I didn't love. And I think it was this one, but it looks like this one. So shoot. So for now, I'm gonna hold on to it. That makes sense for me in my life because I do like singles and I'm getting into them so much more lately. Let's go for one I'm gonna declutter. The Danessa Myricks Infinite Chrome Flakes in Disco. A lot of times these are like limited edition and so she doesn't have Disco in her collection as far as I know. This is probably dried. Yeah, this is like completely dried out. This just can go in the trash. It's nice. I wore this on the lips a couple of times on the eyes, but I don't wear it enough to keep it or buy another one really. It was fun just to test. Let's go through the 2 Merit ones that I have. You guys, I never reach for a matte single. And while these are good, and I think if you are a content creator who loves eyeshadows and you love talking about different brands, holding on to something like this in your collection is fine, is good, but realistically, I'm not reaching for these. Now here you go swatching things. Don't do that, Carrie. These are still super creamy. I was like kind of hoping they were like dried out, but they're not at all. My goal is not to get rid of half or anything. I know I started that with the shadow sticks, but it's not a goal of mine. Every one of these products here, except those like 3 from Luxaza, I've paid for with my own money. Probably even before I started earning anything from YouTube. So I quite genuinely worked for it. So it's a lot harder for me to get rid of the shadows if I think that like, oh, they're so good and I might like them. So you know what? Hold on to the Merits. I'm gonna think about it. We'll see how far we get. This one from Mob Beauty is called the Sparkle Balm, and this one's in the shade M130. This is just kind of dry. I wasn't like overly impressed with this. It's not really meant for your eyes. It's kind of like an eye and cheek. It's fine. It's like a single swipe. It's kind of pretty. I won't reach for this, I'm pretty sure. It's kind of sticky too, and it's feeling on the drier side. I just feel like I can pass this along. I like a lot of Mob Beauty products, and this is really pretty. This is a harder formula to work with though. You know, if you're just gonna swipe it on your eye, it's fine, but it's not gonna blend out. So I am gonna let it go. I'm gonna try and be realistic. That's hard, okay? It is hard. Pretty sparkly things are hard. Let's go through this Lawless. This is not going anywhere. The Bio Glitter eyeshadow, and this one is in the shade Sparkling Rose. I'm gonna pull this out to wear this tomorrow. I am gonna swatch it for you guys because you have to see how stunning this is. But she came out with this as limited edition, and for the longest time she had this still available on her site, and it is so freaking pretty. But I don't know why stuff like this that is just absolutely gorgeous like goes limited edition. I really don't, because it's one of the better things that I've tried from Lawless. I'm a pretty big fan of a lot of her stuff. Her mascara became a holy grail like really, really early. The one and done mascara that like no one talks about. This is still nice and creamy. Getting sparkles everywhere. I'm holding on to this. I'm probably gonna pull this out. Actually, I'm gonna leave this out right now so I can wear this tomorrow to work. All right, my Moira shadows. I think I like these two. These are called Chroma Light Shadows. This one is in Renegade, which is a single purple. It is something that I reach for. I don't wanna say like I won't reach for a single purple, but it's kind of this tone that I maybe don't reach for like the single of. I really like these, but I have not reached for them in a minute. Ooh, that's that other like brown with gold that I absolutely love. And this one is like more of a neutral. Oh, by the way, this one is in Sunstone. And then this one here, yeah, just like it's kind of even a little peachy. This one is in the shade Sugar Crush, which I think is very similar, but more base to it than the Urban Decay Space Cowboy. They're kind of similar, honestly. It's that this has more base and maybe a little less sparkle. So I'm gonna hold on to these two because I know I will wear them, but this tone is not my favorite. Like I like the light reflection, but I don't love the purple pink as a single. I have other shadows in my collection that if I was going for a tone like this, would probably be paired with a look itself and I wouldn't grab this for it on its own. So one down, two stay. All right, these ones from M Cosmetics. These are really thick shades. They just have a lot of texture to them on the eyes. This one is in Moonrise. I don't love this Moonrise one quite as much. I'm gonna swatch it on my inner arm. It's just not as light reflecting, but they're so creamy that every time I go through an eyeshadow declutter, I always have a hard time passing them along for that reason. So I don't know. I'm just gonna hold on to them still. All right, one of the new e.l.f. ones. These are the Finest Fleck glitter eyeshadows, and this one is in the shade Straight Fire. I really liked this one. Like this shade was really nice, and it had like a kind of decent base, but I don't recommend you get these at all. They're just so mild. Even though they're affordable, Moira's are better. Like these, you know, if it was gonna come down to a formula that I preferred more, it would definitely be these ones, the Chroma Light Shadows from Moira Beauty, and they're, I think, 50 cents less expensive. This one is nice, but it's the one that I held on to. The other one, actually, hold on, I probably still have it. It is here. It is in Champagne Showers. This one, there's nothing to it. It's hard panned too. It's just so light. I guess if you kind of liked something super light on the eyes, it would be fine, but it hard panned the first time I touched it, so I've been picking at it. That's what that little stuff is. This one too, it also hard panned, but I liked the way that this looked so much more. But I know this is a very similar color to the Moira, so like hear me out on this. I don't like the way that this shifts purple to pink, but I like this one because it's kind of more sparkly than this one is, but I don't enjoy this formula more than this one. So anyway, that's my reasoning here. I'm gonna hold on to this, you know Moira is going, and Champagne Showers is also gonna go. This isn't enough for me, and these fade off pretty quickly, so bye. All right, here's a formula that I really enjoyed. These are from Charlotte. They're the Hypnotizing Pop Shots. I picked up two more recently and two when they first launched. So I have Lover's Diamond, and then Sunlit Diamond, Smoky Quartz, which is my favorite. What a surprise, it's probably a lot of people's, and Rose Gold. These are all absolutely beautiful in my opinion. They're very expensive, but I still really enjoy them as a single shadow. They definitely outperform some of the singles that I have in my collection. Anyway, let me just swatch you Smoky Quartz. So they have like a really smoky base, but then nice, like tiny reflective sparkles to them. It's just a really good single altogether overall. So these four are going to stay because I do actually reach for those quite a lot more recently. And I have one left from Chantecaille. You guys, I'm not gonna lie, these are not my favorite. This is the Luminescent Eye Shade, and this one is in Warm Champagne. I'm about 99% sure I got rid of Zebra, is what I got rid of, but held on to this one. I don't know if I'm even gonna be able to get this open with these nails. These aren't impactful enough for me, and I understand they're probably like really nice for people who like a lighter look. I never reach for this. It is really pretty, and I can tell that's why I held on to very specifically like this one over the other, because the other one was like pink. I'm having full on like a debate with myself in this video. Okay, this one I'm gonna keep out with the Lawless well, the Patrick Top, pardon me, to decide whether or not it's going to stay or go. I need to put this on my eyes again. It's been a while since I reached for this. So for now, this one's going to stay. Now we need to get back to these Merit. I will not be reaching for these. The only time I would reach for these, guaranteed, is if I ended up doing like a video. I will not reach for them. They're not as easy as a powder shadow in the crease if I wanted to grab for some shimmer of some sort. So I'm going to pass these ones along. Oh, I hope I counted right. So 19 here is what I'm holding on to, and 6 I am getting rid of. All right, this is how I'm feeling tonight, just wild. I think we'll go over all of the loose shadows that I have. I don't really have that many. Pretty sure I only have, oop, I forgot one. So this one from About Face, it's like kind of pretty, but then the sparkles just go away. It's the Pigmented Loose Glitter and Melancholy Sky. So it starts out nice and it blends nicely. The problem is once you start blending it out, it looks like just a matte shadow. There's no sparkles in it. So I am going to pass this one along. This one from AOA Studio is probably my favorite loose pigment in my whole collection. This one's in the shade Enchant. What you see here is literally what you get on the eyes, and this lasts all day. It's gorgeous, so that's gonna stay. I have one loose shadow in Gaia from Bella Beauté Bar. This I really like. It's just really kind of just a glitter, so it's not something that I reach for super often. I don't know what the point is of me opening it. You can kind of see it right there. I think that I'm still gonna hold on to it though, because I'd rather have some recent information before I pass this along. I think I've used it once or twice. I don't even remember how I feel about it. This is my second favorite loose pigment. It's called the Starstruck Chrome Loose Powder in Lunar Lullaby from Moira Beauty. These more affordable ones, so good. They are so freaking good and they're so easy to use. So those are gonna stay. I have one of the glitter pucks from Half Magic. This one is in Dopamine Sparkle. I do have the new one, the silver one that just came out. I haven't even opened the box. This was so ooey gooey when I first got it, but now it's like dried out, which is kind of what I was hoping for. So I need to try it again since it's dried out. I didn't like how wet it was in here. It made it super difficult to work with to get onto the eyes. I mean, this is like a face and body glitter, so it might have been something much easier to get onto the body as wet as it was, but I'm gonna hold on to this one and I'm gonna test it again. It might not stay, to be honest. Like, I bought the other one, but I wasn't even convinced I loved this formula. All right, this one from Half Magic, I just am not gonna hold on to. It's pretty, it's nice as a single. It's gold though. It's just, I mean, I'm not gonna reach for this all by itself. I would pair this with something else. And this one is in Carrot Queen. I do not have a real use for that. Well, I should say I don't reach for stuff like that very often. Where's my other Pat McGrath? Here it is. These are fabulous. These were a re-release because I think they originally came out with the Star Wars collection. I don't love this one as much, but you guys, these are some of my favorite singles. This one is Copper Siren. I love these. I absolutely wear these all the time. That one stays. This is my favorite. Midnight Temptress. I wear this one as a single and smoke it out all the time. These are fabulous. These are the most expensive singles I have in my collection, but they're some of my favorite, so it's definitely worth it for me. But surprisingly, like a deep purple like this is so useful just because this is absolutely freaking great quality and beautiful on the eyes. So those are staying. This one from Kaja, you know, I replaced the one that I had in my collection, the little trios. This one is in Coral Sunrise and I wore it recently. It's okay. I want to reach for other ones more, so I'm going to pass that along. These Kulfi ones used to be my absolute favorite, but this is what I was talking about. Some of these are dried out. Now, even though they don't feel like a cream shadow necessarily anymore, it still performed really well. So that's kind of why I wanted to swatch these ones. That one is in the shade Sitara Sparkles. I might not keep this blue one. I thought I would. I thought it would be fun. This one's newer, so it's still creamy. Yeah, I'm not gonna reach for a teal. I bought it. It was supposed to be like a duochrome. It's pretty, but that's that thing where I buy things sometimes and I think that I'm going to use them, but in practicality, I don't. Where sometimes like a purple, I think I'm not going to use that much, but I end up using it more. It's just the way it goes. So I'm going to pass that one along. And then Bronze Brocade is a really nice bronzy shade if you like that. This one is super special because it has that like gold sparkle on top. Man, swatching with these nails is crazy. See, they still swatch good, even though they're like a little bit dry, but that just has that like super silver, very light reflecting sparkles. These are amazing. I will say they're not that old in my collection, so they're drying out a lot faster than I would have hoped. And then this one in Auburn Aura is also newer. I have not had that long, and that's one that has like the gold sparkles on it. I can see that it's like cracked and like pulling away, but this one is creamy and still the newest. So note to self, these ones from Kulfi, they do not last as long as some of the other ones because they're just such a creamy formula. All right, so let's go over my two Rituel de Fille. These I just can't get my finger in. I've got Half Light and Fauna. These are the Ashen Ember eye soots. Even though they've reformulated these to make these holes bigger, I still can't get my finger in. And that's how I like to apply loose shadows. I can see I've picked at it so that I loosened it up so I could get it with a brush. Just makes it really hard. And then Fauna. I mean, even without nails, you guys, my fingers don't fit in here. And I always have real nails, and my real nails dig into them. Fauna is very light. I don't enjoy this by itself. I'm going to pass this one along, but I'm going to keep this one in Half Light because it's worth the work, because it's a pretty single shade. And then this one from Hourglass is one of the oldest singles in my collection. It's one of the scattered light shadows, and this one's in Aura. And the last time I swatched it, it was actually really nice. I'm not going to be able to get my finger in with these, so I'm going to hold on to this one. This one from Moira Beauty is actually a highlighter that was just too deep for me in the Dreamlight highlighters. It's nice. I honestly, I don't think I'm going to reach for this over ones that are like similarly colored. It's really pretty. I'm not saying that it isn't, and it's super duper smooth. It's just I have so many others that I'm probably not going to reach for like a highlighter. I didn't enjoy this over others. I'm going to let it go. All right, Shiseido. This is one of the Pop Powder Gel eyeshadows in Zuku Zuku Brown. I actually really like this. It's kind of on the drier side, but it's such a good single. When you're really like, I want to go, I'm trying to look pretty, throw something in there. It's really nice. And it still does have that, like, I just wiped it off, but like little bit of sparkle about it. It's just so much more demure and light and so good, I think, for a very mature look. This is just a really creamy powder formula. And it's so compact too. It's really pretty packaging as well. So that stays. This one from Ofra is a topper. It's the Sparklights Topper in Glisten. I really enjoy this. It's just like a sparkly thing on my eye and then liner, like a colorful liner. Whatever reason, I really like that. I thought I was going to get rid of this, but I do think I'm still going to hold on to it. This one from Flower Beauty is the Chrome Crush Pressed Pigment. This one I picked up more recently because I had a lighter shade, but I haven't reached for it in a minute. I can't even swatch it at the current moment. Topaz. So I'm going to hold on to this one. These ones from ColourPop. I don't know. I have no idea what my thoughts are. Look how similar. Okay, you know what? I like the one from ColourPop a little bit more because this one has an icier base and it's pretty, but this is just like watery. This is so beautiful. In Lady Bird. I'd rather keep Lady Bird and pass the Ofra along because they're so dang similar. So bye to that one. And then this one is I Heart This, which I think is just like a silvery taupe, if I recall correctly. Ooh, this one's feeling dry. I'm not attached to this. Yeah, it's nice. It's pretty. I got something out of it. It's just on the dry side. So I'm going to pass this along. I should have worn it more. I have so many. That's a problem. It's my own damn fault. So, and then finally, and I think I really like this one, Ritz. Has a decent base, but man, the sparkles in this one are intense. Ooh, this one is dry too. This is so similar to the Urban Decay, but like a better base by like a hair. This feels really dry, but I'm definitely gonna wear this week. I'm gonna try and go for the 3 that I was questioning. I think it was 3. Anyway, I'm kind of setting them aside over here so that I can wear them this week. This will be another one, but it's gonna stay for now. Oh, and those fit so nicely. So I'm holding on to 15 from this section and letting go of 8. I don't feel bad about it. Bye, 8. Okay, next little set here. All right, what should we go for first? Let's go for this nasty thing. From Ulta Beauty, it's the Beach Day Jelly Eyeshadow. I rated this so badly. It was so bad. It's totally dried out now, but it was super wet, wouldn't stick to the eyes. They were just trying to dupe ColourPop's Jelly Mud shadows, and I think this was awful, so I'm gonna pass that along. These two are gonna stay from Charlotte as long as they're still good. They're the Eyes to Mesmerize. If I was gonna grab for like a matte type shadow, it would be this one, like Over the Merits for sure. This is still nice and creamy and it looks good. It's in Pillow Talk, and then this one is in Oyster Pearl. They both are still good, so I'm gonna hold on to both of these. I need to use these more. I barely reach in with a brush when creating an eye look, so like while these kind of look untouched, you guys, I've worn these like a dozen times. Okay, maybe a little less than a dozen, but I feel like that's a lot for a single shadow for me, and they barely look like used. They go really far. You don't need a lot. This one from Wander Beauty, I really like it. Like, I don't think enough people talk about the Wander Beauty's formula in whatever it is. Aside from their lip oils is really good. So it's a cream and a shimmer on top. And I do really enjoy this formula. I just reach for other ones way more. I mean, this is really pretty. I picked this up at JCPenney. It's kind of a coppery shade though, which I don't know. I don't reach for all that often, and if I did, it would probably be the Copper Siren one from Pat McGrath, so I'm gonna pass that along. Same thing with this one from MAC. It's just a little bit too coppery for me. Amber Lights, it's one of the Frost eyeshadows. I think the Frost formula is actually really good. No, it's the Dazzle Shadow Extreme that's a really good formula. I really like this, it's a silver, and I don't often wear silvers by themselves. So this one, too coppery, I am gonna pass it along. This one from MAC, I do like in Discotheque. It's just, if I reach for a silver, it's coming from an eyeshadow palette. You know, it's not a single, so I'm gonna pass that along. They're good formulas, they're just not great shades for me. And then this one is one of the Sparkler eyeshadows in Zero Chill. And this I wanted so badly. I really did. It was like a limited edition winter collection, probably from last year. But look at it. There's not a whole lot to it. So I know it's a topper, and it's a little bit dry for me. So I'm gonna pass that one along too. All right, these ones from Sephora collection. I wanna say these are all like the colorful eyeshadow in the Metal Effect is what I think. Yes, they are. I love the Metal Effect, but I haven't reached for these in a minute. Oh Baby is this one. These need to come back out. There's definitely like singles in here that need to be used more recently so that I can decide if they stay or they go, because I like them. It's just I haven't used them in so long. And then this one here is in First Light, but it's been broken. So honestly, it prevents me from using it. I haven't wanted to get rid of it because it's such a beautiful shade, but it definitely stops me from using it. I've pressed it back in, but it's crumbled, you know, over time. It's just yellow and so pretty, and I love like a yellowy light reflecting shimmer. There's just something about the yellows for me. Whether it's like a gold yellow that's a shimmer inside of a deeper base or kind of just on its own, I really like it. I think I'm gonna hold on to all three of these. And then this one is the Moon and Back. Now, if it was gonna be a silver that I would reach for by itself, it would be this one, because this one has a nicer base to it. I hate this packaging. I wonder if I should just pop these out. Thing is, will I even want to reach for them once I pop them out? This silver right here has like a, if it even looks silver, it has like a kind of a taupey base to it. Anyway, all three of these are great. The Metal Effect, I highly recommend. Why did I mess that up? I put the Ulta on that side. I'm gonna hold on to those three. Shadow Everywhere. All right, this one from Essence, the Soft Touch eyeshadow. This one is in Champagne. There's nothing remarkable about this. I got it to test like a single formula from Essence. Can you guys see just how like not remarkable it is? There's no light reflection. It's just kind of like a dry single, so I'm gonna pass that along. This one from AOA Studio, it's not bad. It's again kind of a coppery shade. This one is Fly With Me Shimmer Eyeshadow and Firefly. I think AOA Studio actually does like a decent job with their shadows. I often just don't reach for these like coppery shades. It's kind of what it is. And this is not more light reflecting than some of the shadows that I like. Again, if I'm gonna reach for a copper, it's gonna be the one from Pat McGrath. This one from Victoria Beckham is very similar to this one from Sephora. They're both yellow and it's in the shade Blonde. I really enjoy these. I don't know if this is like dried out. Like, Oh, the gold again. It's that gold. So pretty. Hopefully you can see that. I don't know what it is about me and golds on the eyes. Oh, wait, I'm wearing gold on my eyes right now. I just like golds as singles. I don't even know if it looks flattering, but I really enjoy it. So I'm still gonna hold on to this one because I got rid of Chiffon from Victoria Beckham. That was a little disappointing. It didn't have enough base for me, even though the color seemed like it would be nice. All right, this one here from W7 is an affordable brand out of the UK, and this is just a matte in Whisper. It's a really good matte. Again, I don't reach for mattes that don't come out of palettes. So I'm gonna pass that along. This one from Moira Beauty is one of the Lucent Cream Shadows, and this one is in the shade Infinity. I really like it. And honestly, this is the formula that I really want to get more out of because these, okay, there went a nail. These Lucent Cream Shadows are my favorite formula, I think, from Moira Beauty. Like, they just have a better base, way more light reflection. Oh, I need to pull this out. That felt so good. I'm gonna keep it. Well, one nail down, you guys. One nail down. All right, this one from Ulta Beauty is the Lustrous Foil eyeshadow. I like these because they're really fun, but they're really hard to work with. They're so sparkly, but it's like a loose pigment, but worse because it's chunkier than that. I like it. I really do. I don't even want to swatch it because it's just going to be a hot mess. It's in Silver Leaf. The thing is, I think I'm going to pass it along because I don't reach for it, because when I'm going for a single, I promise you it's because I want it to look really good, but I want to be fast. And this isn't fast. So there you go. It doesn't hit for me. All right, these ones from Moira, the Star Show Shadow Pots, I bought because I thought I was gonna love all of the shades, or I was gonna love this formula rather. So I went and got me 7 shades. And I've held on to them, but I haven't even reached for them because they're just not a favorite formula of mine for whatever reason. I don't love them, and I think it's because they don't have a strong enough base. And I know a lot of people really like these. I just didn't fall madly in love with them the way that I thought I was going to. This one is a yellow one, like a yellow white that I should wear. I'm trying to think if I want this one right here. I've definitely worn it. I'm not gonna be able to get my finger in here and like swatch these. These are ones that I need to reach for too. Because I have no data, I'm just gonna hold on to these 6 and I'm gonna pass this like super gold one along. That one is in the shade of Vibe. I won't reach for this like bright ass gold by itself. I'm wearing a gold right now, but you know, I'm pairing it with a look. Singles I wear as singles. That's just how that goes. So I'm gonna pass this one along. I'm gonna keep the other ones. I need to use them. I might just spend an entire 2 weeks testing my eyeshadow singles to see if I like them, like pulling out the questionable ones. All right, I held on to 13, but I actually did get rid of what I consider to be a good amount from this stack. 10, that's not bad. All right, you guys, this is the last bin here, and there's a couple going. I don't see a whole bunch going from here, but I think we need to test some of these liquid ones to see if they're not dry. Let's start off with this one. This is a creamy shadow from AOA Studio. It's called Venetian Romance Creamy Eyeshadow in Whirlwind. It's pretty. It has like a little bit of a flip to it. I will swatch this. Kind of a purpley flip or pink flip. Can you guys see that? And it's really pretty. It's just not super impactful on the lid, and it doesn't last the longest. I do like it. AOA Studio is very affordable. It's like $1. I'm pretty sure I literally got this for like $1.08, you know, with sales tax. It's just not enough. Not enough is going on for me here. I'm gonna pass that one along. All right, I have 2 here. These are Sea Beauty. Shizwang, I think, is the brand. I don't know what the shades are. I literally cannot tell you, you guys. No, there's like nothing on here for me to tell in English what shades these are. One did come broken. It's a blue. That's all I can say. This one is a multi-chrome and it shifts like a green to like orange pink. I don't know. It's really pretty. This one I will hold on to. This one in the blue. It's also very pretty, but let me swatch it and see if it's something that it's broken too. So, ooh, dang, that's pretty. Ooh, holy smokes. It's like a mermaidy shade, purple to green. Oh, nope, that stays. That stays. This one from Kaima Cosmetics, I also really do like. It's very similar to this one though, that's like green to pink. So it definitely was a preference of mine. I do have an affiliate code with Kaima Cosmetics, you guys. My affiliate codes will be listed in the description box. Ooh, this one is like not as smooth, but it's even more intense. All I see is red. Can I get it to go green? There you go. So it's pretty similar to this one. They're almost the same, but I'm gonna hold on to both of them. I love multi-chrome singles because I think they're even more multi-chrome than what comes in eyeshadow palettes, like 90% of the time. And they're usually like very smooth. Not always, but I feel like they're a lot smoother than what comes in eyeshadow palettes. So even though I probably won't wear those like just by themselves, I just think there's a use for multi-chromes as singles. Okay, that's my piece here. This one from Flower Beauty was an awful mess, and I think it's expired. It's the watercolor eye tint, and this one was in the shade Twilight Wash. It comes like one of these, but it was super watery. It didn't last. It was way too sheer. You're supposed to shake it, but it didn't really feel good anyway, and there's nothing really redeeming about it. It doesn't have too much color and it doesn't blend out well. It's just kind of a watery mess. So I'm going to pass that along. This one from W7 is also one that I'm going to pass along. This is one of the other eyeshadows in Cafe Latte that I got in the advent calendar this year. And it's not that it's bad. It's just look how many I have. So I'm going to pass that along. These two from RMS Beauty, I really enjoy the highlights, and I have two shades, Halo and Strobe, and both of these are going to stay. I do enjoy this formula. A little bit trickier in these tubes, I will say, but I do like them, so those stay. These ones from Queen Cosmetics are, look at this. What happened here? I think my son got into this. I must have left it on the table and like he was playing with it. Or my daughter or something. This is generally not how I keep my makeup. Anyway, these are, again, ooh, it's like crumbling. Multi-chrome singles, very soft. It's blue to purple. And then this one is a green to blue, I'm pretty sure, like green, blue, yellow. It's kind of what that is. You know, honestly, they're not my absolute favorite shades. They're a little bit intense, but so good for like a fun, crazy eye look, you know? So anyway, these stay. Okay, I actually just found another single, the Superhero No Tug Shadow Stick from IT Cosmetics in Bionic Bronze. Another bronze I wouldn't wear like on its own, but also these are way too creamy, kind of like that one from Milani. So this one I'm also going to pass along. I have two of the Dazzle sticks from KVD. I have the shades Force Field, which is more pink, and then this one in Hail Surge. These are so good. Not a lot of people talk about these very much anymore, but I think I just recently got this one. But it's so much more light reflecting than like a coppery tone. It has a copperness to it, but it's way more light reflecting. And they're like cold going on. They're so pretty. I want more shades in these, but I don't need more. Oh, I can tell the mechanism just kind of broke. But I'm gonna hold on to both of those. Swatching is tricky business, you guys. Tricky. Nothing wants to come off, and there are glitter bits everywhere. All right, these two from Danessa Myricks, they're multi-use products. I have one from the Nudes line in shade 3 or Nude 3, and then this one I've had for a while in Latte. They're great in theory, especially for makeup artists who like cream shadows, or liquid shadows rather, to use on their clients, and they like put it on a tray or whatever. I never reach for these, and they can be used for cheek too, but this is many years old and I don't reach for mattes like this, so both of these I'm gonna pass along. And then these ones from Moira, I don't think I'm gonna get rid of them because I had the whole collection and I pared this down to 3, which is crazy. These are the Space Chameleon multi-chrome shadows, and I have Sea Star. I feel like I even probably got rid of some that I didn't want to, but this one's like there's all sorts of colors here. It's like pink, green, really pretty, and these still feel good. I do want to swatch all of them. Jewel of the Sea is my favorite because it's like a mermaidy purpley green. Can you guys like see the purple? Oh, these are so pretty. These are probably my favorite liquid shadows like this. And even like the e.l.f. one, I ended up getting rid of because I didn't care for it. The ones that are multi-chrome like this. And the Juvia's Place one too, I decluttered. And then this one is Chameleon. These are just my favorite single multi-chrome liquids. It's like pink, gold pink. I don't know. Both of these are pretty. Again, something I need to wear. This one from Moira Beauty is also fabulous. It's in Extra Sparkle. These are called the Super Hyped Liquid Pigments, and they have these in mattes too, but these ones that are like the shimmery finish, so good. That still feels good. This one from Winky Lux is the Chandelier Shimmer Shadow, and this one is in Bottle Pop. Now, while this is really pretty, this one textures your lid because it's like a thicker creamy shade. So you gotta do like a thin layer and then leave it. I just did a thick one, so don't do that. But I still think that it's worth holding on to. I just haven't reached for it in a minute. Need to pull it back out. This one from L'Oreal's The Brilliant Eyes in the shade Diamond Drop. You know, I feel like I would recommend this one over the Winky Lux, but it's also kind of thick. Like it definitely textures your lid because it's a thicker cream. You know what? I'm gonna pass this one along. I was almost gonna say like I would recommend this over the Winky Lux, but it's not as light reflecting as the Winky Lux. You know, if I'm gonna use like a shimmery single, honestly, I think it really does need to be a little bit more light reflecting. They're just both kind of similarly thick on the lids, but bye. Oh, here's another one from Moira, and this one is in A-List. This is another one of the super hyped liquid pigments. I don't love this one as much because it's not as light reflecting, but it's still pretty. This one I could probably see myself passing along, like if I used it again and just didn't love it. Then I have two left. No, what? Just one left from Stila. This is in Kitten Karma. This is the Glitter and Glow formula. These tend to dry out pretty fast, but this one was the prettiest one because it had the most sparkles. I'm still gonna keep it. This one from AF94 is the Swirled Liquid Marble Eyeshadow in Bewitched, and I remember how I feel. I do like this one. I like this shade too, as like a single. There's no real sparkle to it, so it's kind of just like a long-lasting liquid formula, but it's a nice shade. Like if you blend this out, you know, as like a single, it's good. It's good. I'm gonna keep it. And these last two liquid ones, let's swatch them. All right, this one from e.l.f. is in the shade Moon, and it's a liquid metallic eyeshadow. I think it was fine. It's not very hooded eye friendly. I didn't love the glitter version of this. Just trying to decide if this is really something in comparison to the other ones that I need. I don't think it is. It's nice and light. I don't know. I'm gonna pass it along. I would rather reach for this one, the CoverGirl Exhibitionist, and this one was a limited edition because it was like in collaboration with Kelsey. So I think it came in one shade and it didn't really have like a shade. It kind of looks on the dry side, but yeah. I mean, this is just so much better, like a prettier color. This is pink and this is, I don't know, maybe a little bit more peach. I like this one a little bit more. They're so similar in terms of formula, so I'm gonna keep this one. This one from Milk Makeup is one of the chalk sticks. It's called a Color Chalk. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And it's in the shade Dodgeball. I like these though. I mean, or this one anyway. It's got like the wrapping where when you like get down, you peel off a section so it never stays unwrapped. It's really kind of cool, pretty. It's just like a powder that's like pressed into a chalk formula. I almost never reach for this, but I still keep it. I don't know why, but I'm gonna keep keeping it. It's so weird, the things I find myself just getting attached to and not being able to let go. Trying to see where the sparkles are. This one is actually in a Make Blush Compact. It's a single from AOA Studio, and while it's fine, it's just super duper light. It's in the shade Saint. Yeah, I'm gonna pass this one along. I have better, even like in palettes, and it's just not unique enough, so it's gonna go. All right, I'm holding on to 19. I'm gonna move these ones to a different one because these are kind of like either liquids or like this one in a chalk form, but still like kind of tube-like. So I'm gonna keep this over here, but I'm gonna move the rest of these to this container, hoping they fit. That's good enough. And I'm getting rid of 9 of these. So altogether, I'm getting rid of 39 out of this set. I don't think that's actually terrible. 39, say bye to 39. And just so you guys can see, this is what I'm holding on to. I didn't clear out a bin, but I guess I cleaned it up, sorta, kinda. Where do I put this? There's the sticks. So not one is empty, but they're a little bit more clean. So anyway, I feel good about it. Now we have to move on to the eyeshadow palettes. I'm trying to decide what order I'm gonna do it in. I'm gonna figure it out.